I did grow up in a Christian home, and it was always, I wanted to be a good girl, but I didn't know what a real relationship with Jesus was about. It was more about the rules and again, being good. So in high school, or middle school, high school, I did want to be pursued by the boys, but my perceived rejection, the guys that I liked didn't pursue me. So over time, that perceived rejection led to me just not feeling good enough as a girl. And I went off to college about 1,200 miles away and wasn't pursuing God. I did like my youth group and going on mission trips, but college kind of separated me from that. And a friend of mine entered into a same-sex relationship during that time. And after college, I kind of thought that was the end of that. I wasn't going to pursue that type of life anymore. I got laid off from a job in the city I was living in, quickly got a position as a waitress in a restaurant, and began meeting a lot of people in the gay community. Growing up, having feelings of same-sex attraction, didn't have a safe place to talk about that. The church wasn't talking about it. I didn't feel like my family was a safe place to go to, but this new community that I was in was very open. They just wanted to know who I was questioning, like, how do you feel? Are you gay or are you not? So even though that was a little unsettling, it was like, oh wow, okay, they want to know me. And I kind of opened up to that. But unfortunately, it became kind of a deep dive into late night partying, drinking, and getting into the gay scene and hooking up with girls. About 16 years being in that life, I was very out and had over a dozen different relationships during that time. But I always wanted to justify that with what God said about it. But why did I have these feelings? Why did I feel drawn to this? And was constantly pursuing answers in that. And finally, one year, my family ended up going on a vacation together. We had been separated for a while. It was a very difficult time for me coming out. Over the course of the weekend, different family members came to me and just started affirming me and who I was. It wasn't anything about my girlfriend or relationships or sexuality. It was just like, we miss you. We really honor these characteristics in you and want relationship with you. So after leaving that weekend, I thought, well, that was what I was waiting for. It was always like, if my family would just accept me and all of this, then I would be at peace. That wasn't the case. It was more like, oh wow, maybe I don't accept this for my own life. And that began more of an intentional journey, asking God, who am I? You created me. I have no clue. My life felt very toxic, everything around me. He met me there. In that place, just found a church that had a small group that I could process, I could be open. There was no judgment in talking about my past. I mean, everybody was there to be healed of something. That was what I needed. Just asking God for that relationship with Him. So it wasn't focusing on this sexuality or taking these feelings away. It was focusing on Him. And probably about 6 months, maybe a year in, I remember seeing my ex that was the last one before, saying, Jesus, please take over in this, that I saw her and a girlfriend in the park, and it seemed so clear to me that was not God's design for us, and like the blinders had been taken off. I was so excited and so free, and like, okay, I'm free of this, and continued to walk with God in that.